Okay, imagine getting caught stealing food, but there are no police, no judge, no laws, and no second chance in another town. Just you, a piece of meat in your hand, and 12 hungry people staring at you like they are deciding your entire future. That is the part I can't stop thinking about. Because this isn't a grocery store, this is the Stone Age. It is night, the fire is low, everyone is exhausted, everyone smells like they've been outside their entire life, because they have. Dinner is whatever the group managed to catch today. Some meat, some berries, and one root. That one specific man keeps insisting is edible, even though nobody trusts him enough to try it first. And you are starving, not skipped. Lunch starving. The kind of starving where your body starts making decisions without asking you. So you take one small piece of meat, barely anything, and someone sees you. The camp goes quiet. The old woman sees it, the kid sees it, the guy with the best spear sees it. Even the half-domesticated dog they've sort of adopted is staring. And now the question is not just, did you steal? The question is, are you still one of us? I think we have this weird blind spot when it comes to ancient humans. We picture them doing physical things, hunting, running, making fire, and we assume that anything emotionally complex, like apologizing, just hadn't been invented yet, as if one day someone sat down and wrote the apology and handed it out. But that is not how any of this works. You don't need language to show remorse. You hand the meat back. You look at the ground. You physically move away from the man with the spear, which is not technically an apology, but is an extremely reasonable first step. The thing that gets me is that these people couldn't leave. There was no other camp 2 miles over. No fresh start. No new city. No, I just need space. It was the same group of people, every single day, around the same fire, including the guy who is still annoyed about something you said last winter. Small groups remember everything, who helped, who didn't, who always had a bad ankle when there was work to do. If you became known as the one who takes without giving back, that wasn't just socially awkward, it was actually dangerous. Because humans alone are terrible at surviving. No claws, bad night vision, not particularly fast. We made it because we stuck together, and sticking together only works if people can trust you. So if you broke that trust, you had to repair it somehow. There is research on this with chimpanzees. After conflicts, they'll often move toward each other, make physical contact, groom each other. No formal acknowledgement of what happened. Just a gradual, slightly uncomfortable process of signaling, we're okay now. The thing is over, please stop being tense around me. Early humans probably had versions of this, just with more drama involved, because that is what humans add to everything. So maybe the apology looked like this. You wake up before everyone else and collect the firewood. You take the smaller portion at dinner without being asked. You don't explain yourself, or try to relitigate the meat situation from a philosophical angle. You just quietly become more useful than you were yesterday. And this is the part I find genuinely interesting. Behavior is actually harder to fake than words. Anyone can say sorry. The face that says, I'm only apologizing because I got caught, is universally readable, probably across cultures, probably across thousands of years. Ancient people would have been good at spotting it because the cost of trusting the wrong person was real. Less food, less protection. Someone sleeping next to you who might do it again. Shame probably served a function here that we don't fully appreciate. Now, it feels terrible. That specific heat of everyone knows what you did. But in a small group, it might have been the thing that made you actually fix it, not perform fixing it. Fix it? Some people were bad at this then too. Obviously, there was definitely a man who got caught with the meat and said he was just moving it. There was another one who found a way to blame the fire. And I'm fairly certain that at some point in human prehistory, someone looked at their furious campmates and said, I'm sorry you feel that way. And that person had a very difficult rest of the season. A bad apology isn't neutral. If you hurt people and then make excuses, you're giving them information. Either you don't understand what you did, or you do and you don't think it matters. Neither is reassuring. The group's problem stops being about the meat and starts being about whether you can be relied on at all. I don't think the first apology was a speech. I think it was a person standing at the edge of the fire, holding out the piece of meat, not making eye contact. Everyone watching the hunter deciding if that was enough. Maybe it was. Maybe for the next week, every time food appeared, everyone looked at that person first. Which, honestly, fair. But they had a path back. That is what I keep coming back to. There was a way to repair it. The apology wasn't about manners. It was about whether you got to stay near the fire. Whether people would still warn you if something was coming. Whether you were still in. The meat became leftover pizza. The camp became an apartment. The angry hunter became your roommate in the kitchen at 11 p.m. The question is the same. What do you think counts as a real apology here? Giving the meat back, Or does it have to be something bigger? And would you have let him back in? Or is this a one-strike situation? Also, genuinely curious if anyone would have eaten the root. I feel like I would have eventually. You get hungry enough.